What's going on, you guys? My name's Woof and welcome to today's video. So we're actually in a different location for today's video, which not very different. The office I usually do my videos is over there, and this is my main office where I do all my work, desk, all the Funko Pops are over there, some of them anyways, and some of them are actually holding up the camera. I actually just bought a new camera, so an actual camera, so I won't have to use the phone anymore, so I'm looking forward to that. But in today's video, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about school. So I took a year off, and you always hear when you take a year off, you never go back. Well, I ended up going back to school, but I actually ended up changing my major. So I guess that's really that's what the video is all going to be about, is just changing my major for, I think this is the third time I've changed my major. So the reasoning behind this is, biology was something I wanted to do originally. I just liked biology, I liked science, and then I ended up changing and going to accounting. So the reason I went to accounting, well, my mom is an accountant, my dad is a banker, he manages a bank, but they pushed me to go into accounting because originally, before college even started, I wanted to go into English. I loved writing, I loved everything about English. I was great at English, I won some state writing contests when I was in school. Even in college, that was my best subject, was English. I had some of the best English papers in the college. I loved English. I wanted to be a writer, or I wanted to teach English. I wanted to be a journalist even. But the thing that they always told me was, you can't make any money off of it. You're not going to survive off of it. That's a terrible degree, which was actually their number one saying, that it would be a terrible degree. It was a terrible idea. It was a bad degree. And yes, here's the Ruby deal. But they always told me English was a bad idea. I wouldn't make any money off of it. And Ruby disagrees with that statement. But I wanted to be an English major so bad. That was the original plan until everybody started telling me, no, you can't do that. You won't make any money. It's a bad idea. So I ended up getting a job at an accounting firm my mom worked at, and it just got worse. I told her I wanted to major in English. I told my mom mainly I wanted to major in English. So that was when they told me, people she worked with, you'll never make it in English. Why don't you just be in accounting? Why don't you do accounting and be an accountant? And they kept telling me, you won't make money in this, you won't make money in that. So finally, I'm just like, I'm tired of it. I was 18, I was tired of it, so as soon as I graduated, I went to biology, and when that didn't work out, they kept telling me, go into accounting, go into accounting. So I decided, okay, let's go into accounting and see how it works. Well, as time goes on, I actually really was miserable every time I had to take an accounting class. There were some that were a little bit easier, and some with great professors, so I ended up really liking the class itself. But I was miserable doing accounting, so I met my husband, and I finally said, I need a year off. I need a break. I need to figure out what I'm doing because I'm not happy. Come here, Rosemary. Hello. Rosemary wants to join in on the video. So I'm not happy. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of it. So I took a year off. And after that year, I decided, after working in the shop it had almost been a year working in the shop. I do all the marketing for the shop, and I've looked at some programs, I've looked at some I've looked at some jobs, such as with some big companies, and everything I do, I love it. I love having the business, I love doing the marketing for the business, I love dealing with the clients and the customers, and so I finally decided, marketing's a better fit than accounting, so I finally just decided, change the major, and ever since I've been a lot happier with it. It's my first semester back, but I can already tell a difference compared to majoring in accounting and not having somebody pushing me to do something I don't want to do. Being told that you have to do this, you wouldn't do well, you wouldn't make any money, you wouldn't be happy, you won't find a job doing this major. It's probably the most awful thing, one of the most awful things you can tell your kid, that you won't make any money, and whether they're preparing you for the long run or just trying to get you to do what they want to do. And that's always what it was. It's just trying to be forced into doing what you don't want to do, and I didn't want to do accounting. And you know, I liked biology, I liked science, and as time went on, wasn't too big into it, and that was my choice on biology. But accounting, you know, you always have a decision, but when you're in a certain environment where things are so toxic and negative, you don't really have an option. You don't really feel like you have an option. And all that's another story for another time that I've never really talked about, but it's probably time to talk about it because it's built up so long, and the only one I've talked about it with is my husband and my mother-in-law, his mom. So they're the only two that I've really talked about it with. But finally, when you have the confidence to talk about it, it feels like a weight lifted off your shoulders. But finally, you know, I had enough, and I just decided to change, and my husband fully supported that, which I'm grateful for that he supported it. And I'm happy I'm not in that mindset, in that major anymore. I'm much happier where I'm at, and with the decision I did make to change my major. Majored much better for me. I'm better in a mental state, in a mental capacity than what I was. Just telling your kids that you can't do this, and you're not gonna make money, how are you gonna find a job, is probably one of the worst things. And that's one of the worst things that really killed my confidence, because I love writing. I still love writing. I love writing papers. I was always extremely good at it. I could write a 10-page paper and not even really have to think about it. I do my research, and then it just kind of go from there. But I've gotten my credits for my business degree, and I didn't want to throw it away. And I really love what I do with marketing. I love everything. I love everything that I do. And there's much more. There are more projects that are going on than just the shop with how I'm improving my marketing skills. Now I have a Rosemary. She was being very obnoxious. It was such a bad mindset, and it was so awful to put in my head that you wouldn't amount to anything with that degree, that you'd just be wasting money, you would never find a job. So being pushed into accounting was probably the worst decision, and trying to major in accounting was probably the worst decision I've made since being in college. But I was still young, and I decided, okay, well, maybe they're right because they had more experience than I do. Well, they were very wrong. Just because your parents tell you something doesn't mean they're always right. They don't know best all the time. And in my experience, mine did not know best when it came to majoring in a lot of other stuff. But I've changed my major, majoring in marketing, graduating soon. Very excited, very happy about the decision I've actually made and where I'm going with this decision. So Rosemary and I are gonna go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys for watching. So as usual, guys, we see you guys next time in the next video.